Right, Tommy.
Hey, Wayner. We're here from a new location today. The, uh, the house where I grew up, and you were here many, many, many times.
As we've been talking for about the last 15 minutes before we went on the air here, and God, it's like, now there wasn't a deck here, but looking over this backyard and the pool,
Yeah,
memories from, Jesus, 50 years ago.
yeah. The quarry there, and some of you guys will recognize the neighborhood just a few doors down. You used to look out there and you'd see Clancy, and you'd hear a "shut up,"
The
and I'd
dog.
yell down Timmy or something, or Mr.
Nancy was
Miller,
the dog, and then there was,
Mr. Long there.
the long girl who filled in a bikini rather nicely,
Yeah,
but
Mr. Long too. And when she sings a song.
song of
Never got the end of what song she sang, but
passed
never,
out by then.
never quite finished it. But we're here today because unfortunately my mom left us last Thursday
Yeah.
in this room here, and she was pretty sick for a couple of weeks, and end of an era, right? Easter Sunday she was up and about and arguing why she can't drive, and then she took a funny fall, reaching for one of her little knickknacks, and she had this stupid wound on her leg, and it wasn't healing. And the home care nurse, started researching, and come to find out my mom had stopped taking some of her blood sugar medication, and that didn't help, and everything just snowballed. And we took her up to the hospital, thinking that maybe they'd rectify the sugar situation, but it was just her time, and the body had had enough. And
God bless her. She was 87, and I think sometimes you don't want to let go, but as what happened with my mom 4 years ago, you see it. I got up there a couple of weeks ago after getting back from Florida with my wife, and that wasn't the Mrs. Mullen I knew.
no, yeah, the kids have been putting together stuff in that, and you see some videos of her. Just my birthday in February, and she's talking, and that's my mom. What we saw the last couple of weeks, it just wasn't. I'm a little upset though because she went and voted this guy in, and now she leaves.
No, we
and,
pay for it.
Now she also was quick to say that my dad did too, but in fairness to my dad, he died in '94. So
Yeah, so
by name only.
somebody used his name and social security number.
But a lot of great memories here, and we'll still have those, and
Yeah, the
another
memories.
guardian angel up there watching over us, and God knows I need a
You
few
know,
more
I
of those.
a couple of years ago with COVID, they shut the Y down, and Mrs. Mullen was nice enough to let me use her pool, get some of my water exercise in, and went in the house and talked to her, and it was like old times. It
Yep.
was like time went back 50 years.
Hopefully, we can open this and have one more summer here. But that's a discussion for another day, right?
Yeah, and we hope that if it can possibly be that the house stays in the Mullen family, and
Right.
and then you can go when you come here. Then
Yeah, you don't lose. This was my mom and dad bought this as a new build.
yeah,
And it would be nice to keep in the family, and we're working on that now. But one day at a time, like everything else, right?
we got around the corner. My parents moved in April of '61. And I think you guys were here in the late '50s building it, right?
Yeah, my dad and mom moved in here in '57.
Okay, so a year before you were born,
Yep.
before little Tommy came.
Yeah. And Timmy, if you're asking, yes, the champagne is still in the pool. For this one Super Bowl, I put champagne on ice, and of course, there's no reason to get it. It thus sank, and it's now in the bottom of the pool. And
Well, if you do sell this property to a non-Mullen, I think we got to pull it out because I think maybe February 13th next year, maybe.
maybe, and I'll have to get a snorkel and go down and get it. But it's in there, and and we'll see what happens. I mean, it's not like it's unprecedented. At one of the stags, we had the Wisniak pop, which was taken from the sunken Titanic.
Yeah, Mohawk and Vizniak.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be the first time.
Some of the worst booze and pop I've ever had in my life. Mohawk and Vizniak.
Yeah.
You ever see that run?
It was bad.
That was
stop us from drinking it, but
that was
bad.
that was a Willis
That was
stag.
one of the Willises. Yep.
Yeah,
You're right.
that was a bad choice. But in any event, Bills are doing the OTAs. Obviously, this is Thursday, June 2nd. Well, yesterday, Josh Allen and then Mahomes played those two bastards I hate, Rodgers and
Brady.
I thought there was a funny thing in the beginning. They were bantering back and forth and trash talking, and They asked Josh what ball he's going to use, and he pulled out a ball, and it had a sunken chest Brady from the 2000. What do you call it? What do you call it? Where they all the seniors
the
go.
combine.
The combine. Thank you. I'm losing my mind. And they had that, and there's this picture of the sunken chest thing, and of course Brady bites back. Well, he says, he goes, that's funny. He goes, kind of ball you play? He goes, it's an encore. He goes, I've never heard of it. He goes, but then again, I never heard of the college you went to, Alan.
Right, and he also doesn't like the hotel beds in Buffalo too, and all of that together, who gives two shits, right? But he did throw one shot later on about you don't have a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he showed. Well, he showed it. His ball had a Lombardi trophy. And he says, Josh, you know what this? You ever see this? Josh looks. He goes, yeah, I've seen it. He goes, we'll get it this time.
Yeah, and they will, and that's one of the reasons too why we deserve one. That dump will have flies and derelicts. I told Boston fans that before, and I'll say it again: flies and derelicts in that stadium when they lose.
We had 70,000 at -2 degrees.
Yeah.
The playoff game.
We had 15,000 to see guys play softball for charity.
Yeah.
It's just one is what we want.
That's all we want.
And now hopefully with my mom, not that everybody gets involved in that stuff, but please, just one. Just I don't need one for each finger.
Well, the story, and I think I've said it before, was the home run throwback. My dad had died about 10 days before that. So, kicks the ball. Christie kicks it through with remaining whatever seconds left. And I looked up in the sky and I said, Dad, this one's for you, buddy. We're going to get it this year for you.
Yeah.
And home run throwback happens. It just can't happen.
Yeah,
my dad was alive during the Stanley Cup Finals, and we got to have a foot in the crease. We lose in 6.
Like that day with that, and the 13 seconds with the Chiefs. I too said similar things. You don't want to push the religion thing, but when it gets close,
Yeah.
But I think a little bit of kind of like the Pally, a little bit of us. He died that day too.
Well, it was funny. I was watching one of the.
What was the Pally?
One of the.
Was it dance hall or some shit?
It was a dance
hall.
hall.
Was it over by South by Sloan?
I believe it was in England, but it's a shithole.
Alrighty.
So I was with Larry Argento watching a game. It was the December 26th game in New England, and they had fought back to within 8, and it was 4th and 3, 4th and 4. We were under 35 or whatever, and Josh took that ball and ran left, and it looked like they had 2 guys cornering him. And he turned his body sideways at him. But what I guess my point before I even get to the result, which you probably all know, is I dropped to a knee in Larry's living room and said, please, God, please, I can't lose to these bastards again. And he snuck through there, got about 7-8 yards, and we killed the clock, and we won the game. So I'm hoping that we can start maybe...
By the way, that was the 26th, which is famously known as Boxing Day. And,
Boxing Day, eh?
That's taking back gifts in Canada, and to a good friend of our show, it means something a whole lot different, but we won't go there now.
And it came from, the Jubilee.
Yeah.
The Queen's 70 years, and the Boxing Day comes from Canada.
But like I said, a good
From
friend
England.
of the show, that term,
Good friend?
yeah, it means a little
I know.
something else.
I know.
Anyways,
We're not gonna say anything.
nothing really new. Sabres signed a couple rookies. The Oliver Nadeau out of the Quebec League. Kid can
Nadeau.
score.
I score, but I kind of push the because I'm French Canadian.
Signed Isaac Rosen.
Isaac
the 12th
Rosen.
pick, and also a Russian who was a high pick of ours.
Kaprizov.
Something like that. And they all have great reviews. So hey, Rochester unfortunately lost. I think we already touched on that.
Let's get a goaltender in here that can play, and
Yeah.
I think we can have a nice year next year. Now,
Well,
even if we jump to 90 points, we may not make it. It may be 2 years, but let's see some progression.
well, and who knows, right? I mean, exactly. But this team now is at the stage where it needs the guys on this team have to get better.
Right.
B,
Keep taking that step.
our prospects had showed so well in Rochester and in junior or wherever Europe need to either join us and progress and help the puzzle, or start at least in the AHL and start.
Move on.
And in no significant order, goaltending. It's now time. The 898, the 902's got to go, and
Can't cut it.
this team now needs to get that save that steals you a game here or there.
Yep.
And you see in the finals, Vasilevsky's been probably the difference in all their series.
Except last night.
Well, and the Ranger kid is doing a really good job. He was injured, was he?
Igor.
And he's doing a great job. And
He's back.
in the other division, there's a lot of scoring, but that's some really super talented teams. But someone's got to stop one more than the next guy, right?
That's right.
So, anyways, that's the scoop with that.
Back to the Bills, OTAs. Most people are there. Some are not. Josh made a comment when Brady and Rodgers started out fast, won the first 2 holes. He goes, "Well, I guess that's how it goes if you play so much golf because you don't go to your OTAs."
Right.
Nice, I like that.
That's a great comment. Yeah, they're at that. I think everybody pretty much is in. There's a few.
Pretty much everybody. Diggs was not last week, but he came in this week.
Yeah.
I think Josh took off 2 days to go do that. He's back today.
So good with that. And when does the mandatory?
The mini camp is in 2 weeks.
Okay. And rookies are in now, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
OTA, TTA. Oh, there was a neat video they put out every year where they get on a bus and they take the rookies on a tour of Buffalo, and the top kid we took at corner,
Oh yeah, Kyler Elam.
Elam. He is. I tell you, that kid's funny. He was talking through the whole thing, but they were showing. They took him through the arena and they were showing one of the Sabres dressing room. He goes, "Oh man," he goes, "this is an awesome dressing room." And they said, "Well, the Bandits are down here." And then they showed. And he goes, "Now I got a question for you." He says, "Sabres are playing." He says, "And then I went to the game. Josh brought me." He goes, "I'd love to see one of these Bandits games coming up because it's playoffs." And he goes, "Now what do they do? Just put a rug over the ice?" And they go, "Essentially, yeah. They put plywood and a rug, the AstroTurf down." He goes, "Oh man, I got to get to one of these." And one of the Bandits were there, and he said, "Yeah, man, you can't believe it." He goes, "We don't sell out, but we get like 15, 16,000 people.
Right.
The music's playing as we play." He goes, "You got to see this."
Funny thing about that, it's a good observation by the kid to notice that. But with the Sabre season done, and I believe Hamilton, we played Toronto and Hamilton. They didn't have an AHL team.
Right.
The rug was actually on the floor, and the players, and all kidding aside, did notice the heat was a bit more of a factor than having that.
Than if you have the ice under the plywood.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I imagine now.
Well, it's getting hotter out.
Playing Colorado, though, they probably will be on the ice there. Obviously, Colorado's still playing, and the Bandits obviously won't. But that's just thought that was interesting that the players were saying they had to adjust hydration a little bit different because it did get a little steamy, and it's going to be warmer outside too.
Steamy is like 70s porn.
Yeah. So that's that.
There's not much going on, as we said. I just read up on the draft for the Sabres, which will be in about 3-4 weeks, given this later playoff. They were saying that basically, I read it again, top 4, you're going to get your guys that are pretty much can't miss. In fact, the way the guy rated them was perennial all-star, bubble superstar.
Right.
Okay? But then 5 through like 25 were potential top liner or middle 6 as you went down. So he said it basically said you could throw a tarp over all the guys from 5 to 25.
We could end up with some really nice things here if we keep them or if we delve a little bit.
I guess
right?
what I'm saying is, if you do your homework, you can get some guys, because some of those guys are going to come out and play really good hockey. Or you decide that it's not as deep as you'd like with the stars, and you move a couple of them and find a guy that fits your team. We're going to see. I trust Adam. The guy seems to know what he's doing, and he knows when to pull the trigger. I love the fact that he's signing some of these kids instead of letting them go like his predecessor.
Right.
That Hagel's down playing with Tampa now
Right,
for the
that
Eastern Conference Final, and we just didn't sign him.
That was the thing with Botterill too.
He was afraid
to make decisions like that. And
afraid to make decisions.
Adams isn't, and I think too in the trade or in the upcoming draft, you want to keep the pipeline going.
Yep.
But if someone wants to decorate the table, I think Adams would make a move. Not with 9,
Right.
but maybe the other 2
Yep.
could be in play if someone maybe has a goaltender or something there. But
Exactly.
I know Don Stevens, listening to the last Rochester game, he was concerned about, obviously those 4 key cogs are going to come up here, but there's some pieces coming in too, and they're pretty crafty with the Cosmonis, the assistant GM.
Assistant GM is a smart guy. He
Got
came
some
from
really
good background.
AHL guys, and you need that there too, so that your players can do what they have to do. And I still have my hopes for this Brett Murray kid. Big, strong kid, can skate, and he can score too. So I'm hoping that maybe he can be a big
We need another power
big
forward.
bodies up there, right?
Yeah, we
You
do
know,
need
even
another
lower, in the lower six, but whatever. But no, that's good, exciting, and
Now,
um,
the Bills, some more news came out yesterday that Andre Smith, reserve linebacker, who really is only special teams, got a 6-game suspension for performance enhancing drugs. And you got to wonder, 6 games is a lot
yeah,
for that. So it must have been a second or third time. He claims that he did not do anything wrong. It turns out that they told him in November, and then he went back and he challenged it, and he just lost.
okay.
Now, to me, I think you're going to read next couple of days he's cut.
Well, yeah, depending. He was a pretty decent special teamer, but you know, you're right.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise you.
I mean, you got some of these rookies coming in that are small linebackers like that usually play pretty well special teams. But again,
Right.
maybe they hold off till mini camp and stuff and see do they have anything is worth keeping over Smith. You know.
Right. Other than that, not much going on. Like we said, a little subdued, and obviously the times. My mom
Well-
has definitely gone to a better place with everything going on in the world today.
That's for sure.
And we, unfortunately, we're just going to touch on it quickly with our leader. He has no clue.
Well, before we get to that, I'd just like to say something. So you said before, an end of an era. So there were 4 of us growing up: me, Tom, Joe, and Pete.
Yep.
And Mrs. Mullen was the last parent, the last one. So it really was the end of an era.
Yep.
4 years ago, it was Mrs. Mullen and my mom. No, I'm sorry, and Mrs. DiGiacomo,
Yeah.
who went 2 years ago. My mom 4, and now Mrs. Mullen. It truly is an end of an era. And what Tom and I wake up and see now is the reality that we're it now. We're the generation now
Right.
that dies off.
The one.
Hopefully not real quick, but
The one neat thing too was that they were all kind of our moms too. The way your mom with a bowl of chili and Miss Scabrino, they're all
Yep.
moms first and not friends. And,
Right.
and same with the dads.
Yep.
Our dads were dads and not friends. And
but
they
really, every one of them loved us.
yeah,
Because I think they knew while we might have got into a little what I'd call mischief, it wasn't criminal,
right,
it wasn't crazy, and I think I can speak for my parents and yours. They respected your friends. They didn't have to worry that we're going to go out and rob a liquor store or whatever.
And the key to it is though they knew there was a line between parents and friends.
Right.
We weren't your dad or my dad's buddies.
No.
And I remember the time when I was walking into the ladies' bathroom at one of the rinks, and my dad grabbed a hold of me and said, "What the hell's the matter with you?" And today, look what's going on. But anyways,
Yeah, going back to shit stick.
he's going to pour more money into free loans, and he has absolutely no clue what to do here. Begging scumbags across the planet for dirty oil, and yet and pushing this electric car shit, which the grid can't handle, and the electric grid is based by coal, which is very dirty.
80% of electricity is by a coal.
Guys,
It's filthy. I tell you, I have family in Philadelphia. Philadelphia and New York City in the Northeast, when it gets so hot in the summer, they have to turn off their air conditioning. They cycle electric power
The
every
grids
4
can't
hours. The
handle
grid can't handle it. Throw 10% of cars in there, and from 3%, we're going to shut down. They got no water in Lake Mead.
no.
Okay, now this isn't electricity, but just to give you an idea, Lake Mead's the lowest it's ever been. That's out near Vegas.
Right.
So Vegas and LA are telling their citizens to, if they want, dig up their lawn, fill it in with peat moss or mulch or
Right.
stones, and they're going to pay them like a couple $100 a square foot because they can't afford to
Right.
keep lawns growing.
Right.
Now, what are they going to do? They're going to call us. And you know what I
Right.
say to them?
You're
And
not
I'll
getting
tell you
out.
why.
We also have friends up north that are going to have a problem with that too.
For me, we have 6 months of winter here. All right? You want to sit at 75, 12 months a year? That's your choosing. But don't come on and ask for our money or our water because, frankly, we got enough issues here.
And quite honestly, instead of trying to figure out how to put a uterus in a male, how about trying to convert some of the water that's salt
Yeah.
into something we can do something with?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a better idea?
Let's face it, right? There's endless salt water in the oceans.
Right.
Could we do some kind of filtration
Right.
system? Right now, I'm told they can do that, but it's too expensive
It's really a lot of money,
and
but
too slow. But guess what? Keep working on it.
right. But let's go off. We got a guy over in France working on talking to sperm whales. But anyways,
Why sperm whales?
I have no idea. But that's the only, I guess, the ones that talk to him. But There's a book I just got done reading called The War on History, and if you look back, you'll hear a lot of people talk about Franklin Roosevelt and the New Deal. The New Deal was a complete farce and failure, and it's so eerily similar to what these people are trying to do today. And what helped us and allowed us to defeat the axis of evil there was our ability to mass produce. I mean, we were producing 8,500 planes a month.
Planes, tanks.
The Japs couldn't do any. That's not even that
Helicopters.
stuff. That's just planes. The Japs couldn't do it. The Russians couldn't do it, although they were on our side, and definitely Germany couldn't. We have none of that ability now.
No.
And
They're going to march right in.
Obama tried to bring some of that back and failed. Trump was trying to get it done. Big business fought him. They'd rather have shit made over in Bangladesh for a nickel.
Sweatshops. Yeah.
Right, and here's the thing, they're so worried, and listen to what Biden says, and I said that right. The new world order, the global economy. Now let that stick to wrestling with Ted DiBiase, right?
NWO.
Let's worry about America first. That was what got us out of our jams and made us great. America first, bring business back here. We can't even get baby food.
No.
And this guy doesn't even know what he's doing about it. Gas, we're begging from these dictators. It's a joke and it's a farce.
Yep.
And what they're trying to do to our kids in schools is wrong. And until any crime is a hate crime, we're not going to solve any of this. The mayor of New York, where there's just crime daily, he went to Washington to ask for help to work on the internet and stuff. No, get your DA out of there and start putting people away.
Exactly. Get some more cops that arrest more people, and then don't just put them back on the street.
And the funny thing is, there was a shooting in Oklahoma. A lunatic went into a pain management part of a hospital, and everybody in the media is quick to say, "Well, the police were there in 4 minutes. Police. Yeah, but nobody had a problem when you defunded everybody. Now where are they?
Yeah.
There's
Now
a
you're
record
happy the
hit on
cops are there.
police officers across the country in the last 2 years. It's unbelievable. Critical respect theory. Bring it back.
Yeah, it's a tough time right now, and Tom, you and I have talked about this for our
coming
kids.
across the border is absurd.
It's nonstop.
And
even though they stopped Title 24, 42, whatever the hell it is,
inflation's
they're
killing
still
us.
coming.
And but he's going to lower the costs on some other things, which does nothing for the middle class. We're getting screwed. And the guy is a bozo. Unfortunately, 83 million people voted for him. I'm still questioning that. Yet he had 2 million watched his first State of the Union address. It's a mess. Gun control, they're worried about all of this. He's explaining about traveling of a 9mm bullet. Yet nobody brings up the fact his son buried a gun on a garbage can on school property.
Right.
Hypocrisy, y'all. Hypocrisy.
You're
By
right.
the way, Otoxi's husband got caught drunk driving. He wasn't in a battery-operated car, everybody. He was a Porsche.
Yeah.
But anyways.
What's the carbon footprint of that?
Yeah.
No, I fear, you and I have talked about this, I fear for my children and their children,
Yeah.
which I don't have yet.
By the way, I like my good old-fashioned, homegrown, organic women. None of this, whatever they're selling out there now.
Yeah.
By the way, to another farce, the
By the
Johnny
way.
Depp party, the
Johnny
trial,
Depp.
which is a waste of money. Yet these women, my body, my choice, are out in front. I do you, Johnny. I do you, Johnny. People are nuts.
Do
My
me.
body, my choice.
Do me,
my
Jack
body,
Sparrow.
my choice. My body, my choice. I want both parts. Anyways,
Do me, Jack Sparrow.
it's a joke. And it was a joke, and then the Michael Sussman trial, which people should have been more
Oh my
involved with.
God, what a farce.
The judge was a Clinton person, 4 Clinton donators, 3 AOC donators, and Sussman's daughter's best friend was in a jury box. No chance in hell. But find out the information that leaked there, and you'd be very interested. That's what should have caught people's attention more than this. And by the way, the unbridled lunacy going out throughout the country. How's that democracy shit looking now?
I see that Urkel, the mayor of Buffalo, Byron Brown Urkel, they confiscated dozens of four-wheelers and dirt bikes and everything, which have been terrorizing all over the expressway.
On a 33,
It's been 2 years.
A lot of you don't have a scanner. I've told you, they go in hundreds down the 33,
Weaving
swerving,
it out.
do whatever they want. And our local police force here is told to back off, whack off, whatever
the
the
other
other two.
two.
But there's no law and order anymore.
No, there isn't.
I was over at the Galleria Mall. I took a chance going in there at noon. But they are converting the old Sears into a detention center. But no, it's a joke. And until all crime's a hate crime, we ain't going anywhere. But let's end on a positive note. What do you think?
What's positive? Yeah. Okay. Well, I shot a 44 on the back 9 Ivy last Saturday. That's positive for me.
Right? That's good. That's good.
Pretty damn good.
I, like I said, attended a nice wedding in Turning Stone.
Yep.
And
Oh, and then my son gets married.
and wasn't injured. And
What's Zachy down to? 228.
that's going to be a ball.
9. Zachy's down to Saturday will be 6 weeks. Stag comes up in 4. Should be a ball out at my nephew's place, West Shore Brewery. So yeah, things are going.
One quick thing I learned from the trial. We got to throw this in, then we'll break.
Okay.
Found out something.
What's
It's really
that?
important during
What's that, Thomas?
planning that my mom's entering into internment.
Yeah.
While I used to take my walks and stuff, you'd hear, going by cemetery stuff, you'd hear this grinding.
Okay.
And I always wondered, what is that? People are cutting grass, but there's this horrible grinding, right? Almost like the constant edging by your house and my
Yeah,
house.
is it evil?
Well, no, I found out that that was people that either didn't know any better or went cheap on their vaults.
Ah,
Because
sorry. Go ahead, tell the story.
We had to move up a vault level because they could be damaged from lawn mowing.
Now,
I don't know.
correct me
making
if
this
I'm
up.
wrong. A vault is concrete that you put the casket in that goes 6 feet under.
I thought.
How are you hitting it with a lawnmower? So they upsell you so you don't get it hit.
And the other
It's
thing
3
is,
feet underground.
they show us this, and I'm sure many have gone through it, and the caskets. And this is, we have this, and the one we recommend
Yeah,
is this.
it's only
and
70,000.
Right, and then, but you can go up, and each step you go up, it's really just bells and whistles for the inside. But for Mom's journey,
I'm sorry. It could be the biggest scam known to man
It
because they
is.
prey on emotion.
everything's hundreds,
Thousands.
and
You want a
opening the
rosary?
ground, shutting the ground.
$350 for the rosary
And-
from Mom.
We got a vault that is protected from lawn services. I don't know what's going on with that. I asked, is it protected from a nuclear fallout? They don't make such a thing yet. So, Mom, if the big one hits, I'm sorry.
We'll be dead anyways.
Right, and then we'll all be there. But unbelievable. It's a sad time, but they really need some different salesmanship there, and
It's such a con artist.
honest to God. But anyways,
Well, listen, tough week to lose.
Yeah.
We were on last Thursday afternoon. Mrs. Mullen passed Thursday night. So our best to her.
I'm not going to tell anybody something they don't know. Wayne and I both went through it, and always, not only your kids and stuff, but I'm glad that I called my mom almost daily.
Yep.
Sometimes harassing her a little bit with my salesman. You know,
It was good
he
fun,
says,
though.
"Mom, you need this. You need to get the update of the satellite and whatever." But give them a call, reach out, because you never know. And like I said, Easter Sunday she was here, and she was fighting why she couldn't drive. And
I always say this about my mom. Some days she'd call and I really didn't want to go through what she did all morning and all that, and but what I would give today to talk to my mom.
same here. And I have another hot dog party here, and be told, you can't drink when you're in a pool, I'll drown. They were always so, I don't know what they thought I was doing.
All we had to do was stand up.
I'll tell you this, I was never adjusting an AR-15 because my dad would have killed me.
No, beat the piss
My
out of
dad was worried about he drank, went in the pool. What's the matter with him?
it.
But anyways,
All right, guys. Well, listen. God bless Mrs.
see
Mullen.
y'all soon. She's in a
Talk
better
soon.
place. Thanks everybody that did know. Thoughts and prayers. God bless everybody too. And
Yeah.
we move forward. And
That's all you can do.
don't look back.
Positive and forward. That's all
That's
you
right.
can do, buddy. All right.
Take care.
Take care, guys.
Can I say it one time?
Yeah.
Shut up!
Timmy. Oh.